Grandpa Joe heard the crack. A massive branch snapped free. It plunged toward Jake's head. Time froze in the forest. Ethan shouted. He lunged forward. Jake stumbled back just in time. The branch hit the ground. Dust rose in thick clouds. Grandpa Joe's eyes widened. He gripped his axe tight. In that small countryside town, Grandpa Joe shaped wood like magic. Folks came from miles around. They bought his chairs and tables. His hands never shook. Two young men watched him often. Ethan dreamed of fine carvings. Jake craved the swing of steel. One sunny afternoon they knocked. "Grandpa Joe, teach us your craft." He looked them over slow. Ethan stood tall and eager. Jake bounced on his feet. "Come to the forest dawn," he said. "Bring sharp axes and open minds." Ethan smiled wide that night. He cleaned his tools with care. What trees grow best for oak? He wondered in the dark. Sleep came hard with excitement. Jake laughed at his friend. "I swing hard, that's enough." He sharpened his axe quick. No books, no worries for him. Adventure waited in the woods. Dawn broke cold and misty. The three met at town's edge. They walked deep into forest. Birds sang soft overhead. Leaves crunched under heavy boots. Grandpa Joe stopped at a pine. "Feel the bark," he told them. "This one stands straight and true." Ethan touched it gentle. He nodded. "Strong wood here." Jake poked it rough. "Looks good to me now." He raised his axe high. Grandpa Joe shook his head. "Not yet. Learn first." They moved to birch trees next. "These bend too easy," Grandpa said. "Wind snaps them in storms." Ethan pulled out his notebook. He sketched the trunk fast. "Why bend? What's inside?" Ethan thought deep. He asked questions one by one. Jake kicked at roots. "Boring talk. Let's chop." Grandpa Joe ignored the whine. He pointed to an old oak. "Age makes heartwood tough. Cut wrong, it fights back." Ethan wrote every word down. Jake yawned loud and long. "I got muscle for days." "Show me swing. I'll learn." His voice echoed off trees. Grandpa stayed calm as stone. Sun climbed higher in sky. Sweat beaded on their brows. Grandpa sat on a stump. "Now listen to my tale. After, you choose your path." Long ago, in deep woods, a hunter chased a deer fast. His stomach growled fierce. No food for 2 full days. He spotted a berry bush. Bright red fruits hung low. First hunter grabbed a handful. He stuffed them in his mouth. Juice stained his lips red. Pain hit like fire quick. Berries poisoned his gut. He fell to ground, writhing. No strength left to hunt. He lay there, hungry still. Night came, cold and dark. Second hunter passed the same spot. His belly ached the same. He saw those pretty berries. Hunger clawed at his mind. But he paused, looked close. Leaves had jagged edges. Stems grew in odd twists. He knew these from tales. Poison ones fool the eye. He walked on slow and sure. Deeper in, he found nuts, acorns from mighty oaks. He cracked them one by one, tasted safe, filled his need. Strength returned for the chase. Grandpa Joe finished his words. "Which hunter ate the best?" Ethan raised his hand fast. The second, he thought ahead. He learned from what he knew. Grandpa nodded once. Right you are, young Ethan. True hunger drives you far. It makes you search and try. Jake, what say you now? Jake stared at his boots. Dirt caked the leather tops. Regret twisted in his chest. I rushed like first. Sorry, Grandpa. Teach me right. But tension built in air. Grandpa Joe stood up slow. Prove it with a task. Build a stool from this oak. Use only what's here now. Ethan planned in his head. Measure twice. Cut once clean. He picked tools with thought. Branches for legs. Flat slab top. Step by step he worked. Jake grabbed wood in haste. Chop here, chop there, wild. Splinters flew like angry bees. His stool wobbled from start. Why won't it stand straight? Hours passed under green canopy. Ethan's stool took steady shape. He sanded edges smooth and fine. Pride swelled in his heart. This feels like Grandpa's work. Jake hammered nails too hard. Wood cracked under his force. The legs buckled one by one. His stool crashed to dirt. Frustration burned his face red. Grandpa watched from the side. Ethan offered help soft. Check the grain first, friend. Jake waved him away, mad. I do it my way. Sun dipped low in west. Shadows stretched long and black. Jake swung his axe blind. Wrong branch, it groaned loud. The oak began to lean. Ethan froze in pure fear. Jake, stop! It's falling wrong. Grandpa yelled sharp and clear. Drop it now! Run back! But Jake pushed on strong. Twist came like thunder strike. The tree twisted mid-fall, not toward them, away fast. It smashed a hidden badger den. Fierce growls rose from dirt. Badgers charged out in rage, claws sharp, teeth bared wide. They lunged at Jake first. He swung axe wild, scared. One bit his boot deep. Ethan grabbed a long branch. He poked at the beasts. Back off! Go away, now! Grandpa lit a torch quick. Flames scared them into holes. Jake sat panting heavy. Blood trickled from his leg. That was my fault, true. I ignored every lesson. Pain shot through his mind. But hidden truth spilled out. Grandpa knelt by Jake slow. You're my grandson, boy. Left home years ago, young. Thought strength beats all else. Jake's eyes went wide shock. You, my own blood? I never knew the tale. Regret hit harder than claws. Ethan stepped back, quiet. Grandpa bandaged the wound. Family or not, learn thirst. Knowledge pulls you from pits. Ethan nodded deep inside. He felt the bond grow. They fixed Jake's leg there. Talk flowed soft in dusk. Grandpa shared old family tools. These carved our first home. Jake touched them with awe. Night fell gentle on forest. Stars winked through thick leaves. They carried stools back home. Ethan's stood proud and firm. Jake's scraps taught the most. Back in town, lights glowed. Folks gathered round the fire. Jake spoke first that night. I almost died from pride. now I hunger for skill. Ethan smiled at his friend. We learn together from now. Grandpa watched them both close. Pride lit his old eyes. Thirst changes boys to men. Days turned to weeks fast. Ethan carved birds that flew real. Jake measured cuts with care. His strength found new aim. Forrest gave wood for dreams. One day they built a bench for town square center spot. Kids climbed it with joy. Old ones sat and rested. Grandpa Joe's name etched deep. Jake whispered thanks each dawn. Ethan shared notes every eve. Bonds grew thick as oak. Learning wove their lives tight. No rush could break it now. In quiet moments alone, Jake thought of that fall. Badgers taught what words missed. Ethan dreamed of bigger crafts. Boats, maybe. Homes for all. Grandpa Joe smiled from porch. Town buzzed with their fame. Wood flew from skilled hands. Thirst kept their fires lit. Forest whispered secrets still. But life's lesson burned clear. Thirst for knowledge saves you. It turns mistakes to strength. Without it, you just swing. With it, you build worlds. Rush blinds the strongest arm. Patience sharpens every edge. Listen before the chop falls. Learn deep. Hunger always. Your path grows straight and true. Jake found old letters once. Grandpa's youth mirrored his own. Rushed jobs, broken dreams then. He burned them in fire. New start from ashes now. Ethan taught kids in town. Notebook passed to small hands. Cycle spun on and on. Grandpa nodded from his shop. Thirst never runs dry, true. Years later they looked back. Forest paths worn by feet. Stools turned to legacies grand. Two men stood side by side. Grandpa's spirit lived in grain. One final twist in tale. Jake carved a well bucket from that old twisted oak. Rope of woven tough vines. Water tasted sweet that day. Town drank deep and cheered. Lesson quenched every soul. Thirst binds us all close. Keep it alive. Always seek. Life flows from open hearts.